Hi guys, it's Diane here from Crochet with Diane. How do you like these super cute, warm and cozy slipper boots? In today's video, I'll show you how to make them. It's a really quick and easy crochet project, and I think they're just perfect for keeping your feet super warm this winter. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel for more crochet projects. But for now, let's grab a nice cup of tea and get cozy and get making these slippers. So today I'm using Paintbox yarns and it's simply super chunky. It is a category 6 weight yarn, so it's a super chunky. They do recommend using a 10 to 12 millimeter crochet hook, but as I'm making slippers, I want the stitch to be quite tight and snug, so I'm using an 8 millimeter crochet hook. So let's get started. To start, make a slip knot, insert your hook and chain 3. Now put your hook into the first stitch made, bring up a loop and pull through and chain 2. Now if you look here, we have a chain 2 space, which we are going to work 10 half double crochets all in to this space here. Don't worry, it will stretch. So put your hook in, pull up a loop. You've got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. Yarn over, find that little space again, put your hook in there, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. That's 2. You need to do 8 more. So keep scooching the stitches around so that you can get your hook into this space here. So hook in and make your half double crochet and keep putting your hook into that same space and making your half double crochet. Continue now to make 10 in total half double crochets into this space here. So I've done a total of 10 half double crochets into that space. Now slip stitch into the top of that chain 2 space to close the circle. So chain 2 and helps to keep count of the rows. Pop a little stitch marker in there. Now for round 2, we're going to place 2 half double crochets in every stitch. So this counts as a stitch, so we put in 1 more here. And put in 2 into the next one. Two into the next one. and so on. 2 half double crochets in every stitch until you come back round to where your stitch marker is. So coming to the end of round 2, putting 2 more half double crochets in that one. And here is there's the bottom of your chain 2 space, so you want to put 2 more half double crochet in this one. And to finish the round, take your stitch marker out and slip stitch into the top of that chain 2. And I like to just pop it into the very top there. Slip stitch through, and there is the end of round 2. So for round 3, chain 2 and pop your stitch marker in so you know when you've come to the end of the round. And now we're going to place one half double crochet into each stitch, starting with that first one, doing a half double crochet, and in the next half double crochet in the next stitch, and the next, and the next, and so on and so on. Is a 1 half double crochet in every single stitch until you get right back round to your stitch marker, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so we've put in a half double crochet in each stitch all the way around, and we're just coming to the end of round 3, putting in a half double crochet in that last stitch, and as always, to finish the circle, slip stitch into the very top of this chain 2. So slip stitch through there. That is round 3, and round 3 is now what you will repeat over and over again. And so you would chain 2, and you will half double crochet. You can put in your stitch marker if it helps you each time. Oops. And you half double crochet into that. There we go. First stitch, half double crochet into the next stitch. So this is a repeat of row 3. 1 half double crochet in every stitch around your circle. That one's been a bit awkward there. So And what you will find is going to start to happen is the shape of your sock or slipper is going to start coming over like this, and it's going to start working up that way. So I will show you how to measure how long we do this front section of the slipper. Okay, so here is my random picture of a foot. So as you are making your slipper, this is the front, and it starts to grow this way as you're doing each repeat of round 3. Keep trying it on your foot and crochet until you get to here. So it's the sort of the beginning of your right of your leg and the curve of your heel, where the start of your heel starts. So keep crocheting and trying it on your foot until it reaches this point here. And when you've done that, when we get to here, I will then show you how we make the heel section. Okay, so here we are after row 11, and your work should look a little something like this, and it will fit your foot in like that up to the curve of the beginning of your heel. So now what we're going to do is work the heel section. So first of all, turn the whole thing inside out. Now, before we start the next row, we're going to count back 6 stitches. We're going to crochet this way, so count back 6 stitches this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and put in a stitch marker in the next one, in the 7th stitch. So for the next row, chain 2 and half double crochet in the next stitch, and we're putting 1 half double crochet into each stitch, all the way round, until we get to this stitch marker. and actually put your last stitch into that one where the stitch marker was. Okay, so now chain 2, and we're going to turn our work. We're not going to make a complete round. We're going to build up this back section for the heel. So chain 2 and put in a double crochet in that first stitch and the next stitch, and all the way back round to where we started the heel section there. And you can put in a stitch marker if that helps. You'll see where it's gone up slightly there. Put your stitch marker in and putting in 1 half double crochet in each stitch back around here until you get to your other stitch marker. So I've worked along and here's the stitch marker, so we'll just take that out and put in a half double crochet there and chain 2 and turn your work. So we're going to work all the way back around again to this side. So put in half double crochet into the next stitch and the next, and so on. That's brilliant. So keep going now with your half double crochet all the way around here until you get to here, and we will chain 2 and work all the way back again. So we're coming to the end of the row again. Put in your last stitches there of this row. Then chain 2 and work all the way back again. And what's happening is we are creating, this is where our foot goes, and we're creating the bit where the heel is. So we're going to work to the back of the foot, and I'll just show you where you need to work this part up to. Okay, so here's my super duper diagram of a foot. We're working along this bit here, and if you work your rows until your foot fits nicely inside the heel section, so probably about 2 or 3 centimeters past your heel, so that when we sew this bit up it sits nicely snug with the foot. So work up to about here and I'll show you what to do then. Right, so this is the section for the heel, and mine is the bit for the heel is 5 rows of the half double crochet. For reference for size, my foot is a UK size 6 and is approximately 9 inches from toe to heel, and so this slipper is an inch longer than my actual foot, so it's not really tight, which we don't want. We don't want it to be really tight. These are more of a slipper boot that you can put over the top of socks. So what we need to do now is turn the slipper over to the back and fold this heel section together that way. I'll show you again. This is the front section. This is where your foot's going in. Turn it over, grab these two ends and fold them together like that. And we are going to join the heel section down here. So put the hook through your loop and put your hook through one side of this edge and through the corresponding stitch on the other side. Then pull up a loop, pull through, and for the first one we'll do a slip stitch. But now we're going to join using a single crochet stitch. So put your, hang on, I'll just bring the camera in. So put your hook through this side and through the stitch on the other side. Pull up a loop, pull it through, pull it up, and yarn over and pull through both loops on the hook, and continue down this whole side with the single crochet. Trying to keep the edge nice and even. And as we get into the corner, you don't really want a hole where at the bottom of your heel, so just feel there's a bit of there would be a hole, so put a stitch in here as well to close up that corner. And you could go further down if you wanted to. Just pop a little just to make sure there's no holes in your heel of your slipper. Put that through there. I'm doing last one in there. We're going to actually finish off with this yarn now so that we can turn it back the right way. So just pull the yarn up and snip it off. And then pull that through and snug it down nice and tight. And at this point, probably easier to sew in the ends at this point. But to show you how that's worked out, you then turn this back the right way. And there is the foot section of your slippers. So now we're going to work on the bit that comes up your ankle. And to do that, we're going to take our yarn, and in the heel section, I'm just going to add the wool to just tie it in with a little knot and then pull up a loop and chain 2. Now we're going to do a row of half double crochet all the way around the edge of the slippers. So yarn over, do a half double crochet, in every stitch. Again, the stitches around here won't be very clear, but just find a space to put your stitches evenly around. Okay, so you can see how that's working. So continue this row round, putting in a half double crochet all the way around the front, around this side, and all the way back to where we started this row of half double crochet. Okay, so we're at the end of this round of half double crochets, and to finish off we just pop a little slip stitch into that first chain 2 into the top. Okay. So for the next round, we are going to be working around into these stitches now with the double crochet. So chain up 2. So to begin, we don't want too many gaps in the back, so I'll work into that one. So yarn over, put your hook through, pull up a loop. You've got 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's your first double crochet. So I'll show you again. You yarn over, put your hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through, oh, it's been a bit awkward, pull through 2. And again, into the next stitch, put your double crochet, and we're going to go all the way around this whole round, putting in 1 double crochet into each stitch. So continue all the way around here, all the way around until you get back to here. So here we are at the end of the first row of double crochet. I'll just finish the last few stitches. I'm going to put one in that last stitch there. And then to finish the round, slip stitch into your chain, top of your chain 2. Now, if you're following along exactly on this, I did 1 more row of double crochet. I'll just show you. So that's the row of half double crochet, and I'm going to do 2 rows of double crochet. So go ahead now and chain 2 and do another row of double crochet. Put in 1 double crochet into every stitch, all the way around, again, all the way around till you get back here. Okay, so that's the end of the second row of double crochets, and we're on to our last row. And to do that, we chain up 3. That's going to act as a double crochet, skip 1. So yarn over, and we're going to skip a stitch and put a stitch in, double crochet, skip this first one here and put a double crochet in here. And then chain 1. Skip a stitch, double crochet into the next, and chain 1. Skip a stitch, double crochet into the next, chain 1. Skip a stitch, double crochet into the next, chain 1, and this is what this row will look like. So do this all the way around, double crochet, chain 1, and then skip a stitch, double crochet into the next, chain 1, so on, so forth, all the way around, and then slip stitch. So your last double crochet would be in here, skip this one, slip stitch into the end, into the chain 2. So at the end of this round, I've put in my last double crochet there, so I'm going to slip stitch into this first chain 3 that we made at the beginning of this round, and there is your last round. So to finish off, yarn over, pull some yarn through, snip that off, pull that through, snug it nice and tight, and then using a darning needle, sew in these ends down inside your little slipper boot, and there is your slipper boot. So all we need to do now is to make this little drawstring detail. Okay, so now your slipper boot should look a little something like this. So what we need to do now is make this cute little tie tassel, and I'll show you how to do that now. I've used, to get this 2-colour effect, 2 different shades of pink, a peachy pink and a baby pink, and I'm going to work the 2 strands together, but obviously you can use whatever colour you like. You could make it in one colour, you can make it thick or thin, however you choose. But I'm actually going to use these 2 colours, and it does actually give quite a pretty effect when it's worked. The 2 strands are worked together. So let's just move those out of the way. And the first thing you need to do, I'm using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, is work out how long you want your tie to be. You could just feed the wool in and out of there just to measure if you like. I'm going to be doing mine. It's actually this one works out at 22 inches in length, long. So What you need to do now is, starting with a slip knot, and slightly more tricky if you're working with 2 strands, but just take your time, work it slowly, and it's not too bad. So make your slip knot and make a chain for the length that you want your tie lace to be. It doesn't have to be in multiples of anything at all. Literally chain it, do a chain to the length that you want your actual finished tie to be. So I'll pause the video here and I'll meet you when you've crocheted your length of tie. So here is the tassel length chained up to mine is 22 inches. You can make yours as long or as short as you like. Now we're just going to work back down the chain using a slip stitch, and what you need to do is turn this, here's your chain, and normally we would work into these top bumps here. If you turn this over, you'll see that there are some little, I'm going to take the hook out and show you with the hook. You can see here and here and here these little back bumps on the back of the chain. Here's your chain at the front. Turn it over. We're going to be working into these little back bumps using a slip stitch. So pop the hook back in. So to do that, all we do is put your hook through, just find that first little bump, put your hook through the back bump like that, then yarn over and pull through and pull through to make it a slip stitch. Then we find the next bump, which is right here, and we slip stitch and into the next, yarn over and pull through. Slightly more tricky with working with 2 strands. Pull through and slip stitch into the next one. And start that again. Hook through, yarn over and pull through both, and you can see your little string, tassel, tie, whatever you'd like to call it, starting to take shape. Slip stitch into the next. you go. And that is all you do. Keep slip stitching in the back bump of the chain all the way to the end of your chain. So we're just on the last stitch of your slip stitches into the back bump there, and here is your tie tassel. And to finish off, I'm just going to pull the yarn through like so. Snip off the ends there. Pull that through. And here we have our tassel. And to finish off the ends, I'm just going to use a darning needle. I'm just going to sew back up through the inside to wiggle it about a little bit to pull those ends into the inside of the tassel, and then just snip that off. And the same with the other three, using a darning needle. You can kind of cinch the end together. So it's nice and tidy. Wiggle it through a few stitches on the inside. Continue to sew in these end of these tassels, and we just need to weave it into the slipper. So grab your slipper, and from the front feed the tassel in, and then just weave the tassel in and out. Like so. And you can tie it in a little knot. Just a cute little detail. You could put pom-poms on the end, or make some tassels on the end, whatever you like really. It's just a little fun detail. So there we go. There's your slipper socks to keep your feet warm this winter. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's been helpful to you. And I'll see you next time. Take care.